You're listening to the new WCEG Network on WCEGTalkRadio.com. Click your live stream tab or watch us live on your smart TV on YouTube under WCEG Network. I'm Wardell Richardson, your host for the next hour on WCEGWood, the Hollywood of the South. We're your worldwide empowerment group where we speak life into the community. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter or on Instagram at WCEG_talk_radio. That's WCEG_talk_radio and WCEG Network. That's WCEG Network. Last but not least, topics and opinion are those of the show host and guests and not those of WCEGTalkRadio.com. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I am Wardell Richardson, actor, producer, director, writer, host of WCEG Hollywood of the South, and I have a great show for you guys today. I've been wanting to get this woman on here for a while, so I just had to wait for the right time. But before I get to her, I just want to say, people, we still going through the whole process here. A lot of people getting the vaccine. They feel like they don't have to wear masks no more. This, that, and the other. Listen, still be safe out here, okay? I know it's a lot of places I go to. I've been to several places and no one had face masks on. So, still be careful. Think about yourself. It is a virus going around. I had it last year in December. I didn't get sick, but I had it. I think. So with that being said, please be safe out here. And the other thing is, if you have not yet, please go support your boy. I got movies on Amazon Prime right now. Actually, about 3 or 4 movies that's on there. The 30-Day Rule, a lot of people have seen that, have been calling me about it, telling me how much they love it. It's a romantic comedy. It's just a great movie to go watch. It's something to just chill with your loved one and just have a great laugh. Make sure you go check that out. The other ones are Greed, Flesh, and Addiction by Subtraction. Check those out. Those are all on Amazon Prime. You may have to pay. I don't know. I know the 30-Day Rule is free on Amazon Prime if you're a member. And guess what? It's on YouTube for free. So if you haven't seen it, please go check it out. You're going to love it. Support your boy. And not to mention, Rain Dance Films is coming, ladies and gentlemen. My film company is coming. I got TV series. I got feature films. It's about to go down. I've been working real hard at it. I didn't want to come forward with it unless everything was in place. So it's just about there. And I'm ready to bring forth some brand new stuff for you guys that I think you're going to really like. I think you're going to like it. So I'm in negotiations with some major companies. Those are some things I've been working on as well, because I want a place where everyone can see the work. So, without that, to me, it's pointless to even do anything if you have nowhere to put it. So, I want to, let people know, especially actors, actresses that are out there. If you want to be a part of my project, email me at mrwardellrichardson@gmail.com. That's mrwardellrichardson@gmail.com. Last but not least, we just had somewhat of a win with the court case recently. And the reason I say that is because I've seen a lot of people and I say, yeah, everybody's cheering and stuff. But to me, I felt sad because I'm just like, we just now getting something. Like, it's so many other Breonna Taylor, all these different people who passed away senselessly, and they haven't gotten the resolution that we hope that they would be getting. So with that being said, I'm happy about the win, but I'm also saddened by the win. So it's taking me 2 different paths. But I am happy. I'm happy about the results. I'm happy that the family are happy, and a win is a win is a win. That's what I say. So without that, I want to introduce to you a woman I've been following for a long time. I see her doing some amazing things. She's an actress. She's an activist. She's a director, model. I mean, she wears so many hats. I can't even count the stuff that she does. Ladies and gentlemen, the lovely Monei Sutton. How are you, Monei?
I'm great. How about yourself?
I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful. I'm glad that you made the time to come on.
Yes, yes. This has been a long time coming, and we have been friends for a very long time. So I was super
Yes,
excited to
definitely.
do this interview with you today. I was super excited.
Oh yeah, I had to bring you on. I'm sitting there. I see you just doing some amazing things, and I just wanted to wait for the right time. I think it's the right time and the right place for everything,
It is.
and this is that time for you.
Absolutely.
So to start things off, I know you started off in the church choir and things like that. Let's go back and let people know where you from and how you got started in this entertainment industry.
Well, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I am definitely from the
Born and
A.
raised. That's what I'm talking about.
Born
Me
and
too.
raised. There's not too many Georgia peaches out here.
Nope.
You got a lot of sour grapefruits, but not a lot of Georgia.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm definitely from Atlanta, Georgia, born
Okay.
and raised. I grew up in church, New Life
Mhm.
Tabernacle Church of God in Christ, Bishop
Okay.
Hogan and Sister Hogan. I'm a Kojic girl.
All right. All
Just
right.
singing in the choir, just really just trying to find my way. I always knew that I wanted to be in front of the screen. I just felt like I was a Gemini and I had like 20 different personalities. So I was like, you can give everybody something, bring something,
Right. Right.
everything. So I first started off modeling and then doing things like that, competing in like the Miss Teen USA, things like that. And
Okay.
then, how they say love happened,
Right.
got
Right.
pregnant at 19, had my first daughter. And I'm just tell people like this right here. They
Mm.
gave me fat people blood and I didn't lose weight. Okay. That's what I just say. I had a blood transfusion and they gave me fat people blood and I never lost weight. So
Really?
yeah, so Samuel, Melanie Samuels, she's actually a director. She does a lot of plays.
Okay.
She was Miss Black America, and she told me, she's like, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful. You should model." And I told her, fat girls don't model." And she said, "Oh no, yes they do, and they are winning right now." And I was like, "Really?" I was like, "Let me just start
Wait a
figuring."
minute. Hold on. Where you get this fat girl from? Why
Well,
you
well,
not fat? But I
not no more after losing 120 pounds, thank the Lord, But
really.
I was very healthy.
Okay. Okay.
I was
Okay.
very healthy. I think I carried it very well, but I
Mm-hmm.
just tell people at the end of the day, when your sickness and things like that start taking a toll on your body and you get older, you got to drop some of the weight. So I lost 120 pounds and I began modeling and I was like, okay, modeling is good, but ain't no money in modeling.
Mm-hmm.
Where else can I go? I mean, for right now, it wasn't no modeling for me. So I still
Right.
wanted to get in front of the screen and do, what I really wanted to do. I always wanted to be a stand-up comedian, but I was just like, my nerves, I
What?
don't have the nerves yet. And then I sing, but I like to sing in church or at home. So I was like, I don't know if I want to do that either. So I just knew I wanted to be an actress. So I just started
Right.
doing different plays. And then I landed my first movie, actually with Octavia Sim in Trans Me, starting
Okay.
me
Okay.
and T.S. Madison, who actually has a show now on Bravo. And it went well. And I just said, okay, I really want to keep doing this. And God just let some doors open. And
Right.
it went from having one film to actually 7 films. And thank God to Andrea Harris. She's out of
Mm-hmm.
DC, flew me all the way up to DC. She said, God told me you was going to do my first feature film. I was like, me? I do short films. I don't do features. And I was like, no, I kept telling her, I said, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I do it. She's like, oh, don't worry about it. The plane, just jump on the plane. I was like, oh my God. So did my first feature film last year, Vengeance
Okay.
On, and now I've done maybe 5 now. So God has
Oh
been good.
wow.
I have 7 more films this year, so I'm super excited. I just directed my first film with T2 Production, me and Toby, with 6 shots. It was
Okay.
amazing, starring Toby, Mahogany Raspberry,
Okay.
RC. He is
Uh-huh.
amazing. And we had some really good, amazing actors. And so it was really great to be behind the scene on this project too. Well, in front of the
Okay.
scene and behind the scenes. I actually was starring in it. and directing it too. That was kind of crazy, but it was good. It was interesting.
Okay, so let's go back because you touched on something. You touched on something that I'm very interested in. That's being a comedian. So
Yeah.
I would say that is a very difficult field to get into.
I
You got to have
know.
some guts. So
I know.
you never decided to go ahead and take the plunge and just see if it can work.
Well, you know what? The thing about it is, I host. So every time I host, people always come up to me, it's like, girl, you're funny. You're a great comedian. And I was like, but I'm not a comedian, like I'm not a comedian. But I always wanted to try. I was building up my nerves last year, but thank God for COVID. It got me. COVID saved my life.
This is not a good way to use COVID.
Thank God for COVID. So COVID just kept me from off the stage. So now I said I'm gonna ease into it. So I'm gonna go by myself and do my first comedy show. And then I'm so don't want nobody, if they don't laugh at me, ain't nobody gonna be there to judge me. You know how that is, Yeah. So.
But I think that'll be that right there will open the doors itself. Just
will.
Try. I mean, some people would just get their family members and stuff and just sit them down and try it that way. But family can be the most critical. So
I'm like Tyler Perry. I got a couple crackheads and a couple uncle named Pookies. I'm not bringing my family. Boy, they'll be no happy. Like on social media, recording me, putting my videos out before it even hit. So now I'm going by myself. And then if the crowd like, then I'm like, okay. Then once you get good at that thing, then you bring the whole family out there. They're like, okay, well, like her, we like her. That's how my family.
So now you say you became a plus size model at some point?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And how was that? Because in Atlanta, a lot of people try to go up north to New York and stuff where it's a lot more, prestigious up there. But, because I used to model down here in Atlanta myself, and it was good. The runway was good. It was a great experience, so to speak.
Yeah.
But how was it for you? Like, what? Because do you still model? Do you from time to time?
I don't model anymore, at all anymore. But I really loved it. I modeled for a good 4 years. And then, like I said, I found out I was a great host. So they flew me to New York to do New York Fashion Week. I hosted New York Fashion Week 3 years in a row.
Oh, wow.
And I actually I was like, okay, bye modeling, because it wasn't no money in it. I was like, okay, bye. So I started hosting, and I actually just really just enjoy the crowd, just interacting with the crowd. And but it was great, just to always make plus size women feel sexy in their own skin. I actually started my own line, which was a lingerie line. I started for the girls that was 14 to 24, but the little girls that was like ones and twos, they got a little jealous.
Right.
So I started making lingerie for everybody, but it was for Malicious Couture, and it was really good. Just women feeling sexy in their own skin, because so many people would tell us that we can't do this or we can't wear something. And I wanted women to feel like, okay, if she can do it, I can do it. And just feeling confident, having confidence in yourself, and just feeling, okay, this is something I can do. Not just being so flamboyant that it's just all out and everywhere, but just making sure that you're feeling sexy in your own skin is something you can pull off.
Now, so you was a plus size model, and you are a woman of beautiful color. You know what I'm saying? So did you find that to be a challenge as well? Just being a dark-skinned woman?
Well, you know what? Black is in right now. Light skin is out.
Right.
So it's like, it actually opened up doors for me being, dark skin in my complexion.
Okay.
I always had great run-in with, the light skin girls, but chocolate is always better, so I didn't have any problems. I didn't have any problems with the skin, but I just felt like my daughter's over there looking at me like, I'm light skinned. Yeah, y'all are out right now. But I just felt like it really opened up doors for me, just being, and I think I had a signature face. A lot of people always told me that because I got this little one mole, and everybody was like, you drew that on? No, that's real mole. It only come on pretty. That's why I be telling you. Come on.
Well, see, I got this little mole right here. And so
I know.
people always be like, I'll be like, man, I need to get rid of this thing. They were like, no, that's that's you. That's
That's
part of
you.
you.
And
You
it
know?
makes you stand out from so
Right.
many people, because even like I did an audition and the guy told the lady, I forgot her name. Now I don't know how you forget Money, but everybody call it Money, Monei. He was like, but she was the one with the mole. So that was a great thing. Because guess what? There wasn't nobody on there that had a mole but mine. So I was like, I got that role. So that's a good thing, having a signature look.
Wow. So
Yeah.
you went from singing in the choir
Yeah.
to modeling, and you just did a whole lot early on.
Yeah.
So what was it that said to you, I want to get into acting?
Just getting into acting was really like just bringing out a different person and just really finding that character. I just did a movie, once again, Andrea Harris. She flew me back up there to DC, and I did my second feature, which was Under His Control, that we're getting pitched right now to Lifetime, and it was amazing. The lady name is Pam, and I actually did her. I would say it's not her documentary, but it was about her life.
Okay.
And bringing out that character was just like so touching to me, because I still have a lot to work. I tell people say you're a good actress, but I feel like, we still gonna always have to, keep our craft and things together. It was hard for me to cry on the spot. But because I was so
That was my challenge. That was
look,
my challenge.
look, because I was so ugly, they cut my fingernails off, they took my hair. Okay, I told myself, if you take the lashes, I'm gonna have to fight you. Okay, so I mean, it gave me a reason to cry. But bringing out the character and Under His Control was so deep, and her story was so
Okay.
amazing. It was just wonderful. So I tapped into something inside of me that showed me that I was, still me, but I'm bringing
Right.
out somebody else's life. I'm acting that out. And when I seen it, I had to ask myself, I said, is that girl? That's you. That's you. I was like, that's you. So
Right.
it really just like really amped me up. And I was like, it was great because I can step outside of myself, to be somebody else and to bring that character. And I just know that was something I really wanted to do. And, like I said, God is opening up so many doors. I just got casted for another movie called The Players,
Right.
Lola 2. Oh my God, The Dispute. So, I mean, like the movies are coming in. I truly thank God for that, because I just feel like you have so much in store with being an actor. You're gonna
Yes.
always be somebody else. That would never make you bored being an actor, because you can bring out so many different characters. And it was a really great story to do. And because I was divorced, me and her had a lot in common. So we was hugging, crying, everything on set. It was amazing. It was really amazing. I really missed them. It's amazing.
All right. So now, if you had the role of all roles, just say somebody call you and say, I got this role for you, and it was the one that said, oh, I've got to do this, what role would that be? What character would you like to play?
Oh my God. I would like to play a female drug dealer. And I'm going to tell you the reason
What?
why. And let me tell you the reason why.
And I got to tell you
And
something.
let me tell you the reason why I say that. Because people think that we don't play that. And when I see so many people that's on film that's playing like jewelry heists, drug dealers, things like that, they don't look like me. And I told Toby that I think Toby is actually writing a film called Twice as Nice, where she's like I think like a senator or a mayor or a governor by day, and she's like a drug dealer by night. She runs the city.
Oh,
and
wow.
It's something that I really wanted to do and really play that role, because like I said, you don't see African American women playing that role. I don't think that they think that we're hard enough. But see, I'm from Zone 3. And if you're from Atlanta, y'all know we can survive anything.
Right. Hey, and that's why it was hard. It was hard for me to cry on set. Like,
me
like,
too.
I done been through so much. Like,
nothing phases you no more.
Right. It's just, and you Zone 3. Yeah, you tough. You tough.
Really tough.
Now, you also have a book.
Yes.
When did that come into play?
So I'm still writing on this book. It's been about 3 years now. I'm almost done. My publicist, big shouts out to Sabrina. I'm shouting her out because I don't want to pay her next month. Let me stop playing. Shout her out for a second. But she's getting everything published and everything. But the book will actually be out and dropping on my birthday, which is June 7th. I've been working on this book for, I know, at least 4 years, but the book is called Still Standing When All Seem Lost. And I thank God for, really giving me the courage to write this book, because this book talks about a lot. It talks about, I did 10 chapters, and I try to do 10 pages per chapter. And so the first one is just pretty much about life, just going through. And then the other one talks about the industry that we're in, which I always say, fake is the new real, and I don't fit in. Okay. So it talks a little bit about that. It talks about how I survived ovarian cancer stage 3. It talks about my weight loss. It talks about my divorce, being a single mom. So I think that in this book is going to show so many people that regardless of what you're going through, if you fall on your back, if you can look up, you can get up, because I've been, I've had so many things that happened in my life, but I had to keep going. And my encouragements to people is to tell people, regardless of what you're going through, you got to trust God, because it's going to be so many bumps and bruises along the way. But, one thing I never did was lose my faith in God. And I think sometimes people get so upset and they're going to curse God. And I be telling people, you're going to curse God and die. But you still got to trust God. Even when I was homeless, I was yet trusting God. Even when I had cancer and I had 8 surgeries. And when I say 8 surgeries, I don't mean you're going to get out the next day. I was in that bad boy for 2 weeks to a month. Okay. 8 surgeries. And we're not even talking about the other ones, the other 2. So, I still had to trust God and get to know him for myself and have that kind of relationship. So I just feel like with this book is going to be able to touch men and women lives, and just tell people how, regardless of the situation, you can make it. I just want to be an inspiration to women, an inspiration to men, because there's a lot of men too that's going through things that they are too prideful to even speak about. And so in the book, it kind of hits on a lot of different things. So I really want people to really get the book. It's going to be on my website at www.therealmoneysutton.com. And it's going to be dropping June 7th, and it's going to be amazing. And like I said, I just want to be able to touch somebody's life and let them know that regardless of whatever you're going through, if you're homeless, you could have a sickness, your baby daddy done left you, don't divorce, you took all your stuff, your car, everything, you can still make it, but still trust God, and just know that, if you don't doubt him, he definitely going to bring you out. So that's my story.
Wow. And the fact that you're still sitting here and you're a strong woman and you making moves and doing all these different things, and no one would ever know you was homeless, no one would ever know that you were struggling and going through a lot of different things, because life is hard sometimes. You just have to really seek God's help and find a way to get out of those situations. And so for you, what has been your biggest challenge since you've been in the industry? What has been that one thing that you had to, that just kind of made you take a double take for a minute and say, okay, I need to regroup, refocus?
Well, I think some of the things that really, I think was a challenge for me is that, like I said, I'm a person, I grew up on loyalty. And these days, it's not low. It's no loyalty in this game. And it's like, people are willing to stab you in the back to get to the front. And I never understood that. So with me, I kind of have my guards all the way up all the time. And it's not that I don't let people in. It's just, I let you in, but I tell people I can see you. But I tell people all the time, if you ain't never been in my house, we ain't that good of friends, no way. And I can count on one hand how many people from the industry has been to my house, but it's just like, there's no loyalty anymore. And I have to always tell, people and ladies, especially, and I say my ladies, especially, because even one lady, she called me and she said, Money, thank you so much. You gave me a job. I don't know what to do. I said, well, I was already booked. Okay. And I couldn't do it. So I gave it to you. And what women have to understand is my sister is never my competition. She's my sister. It's enough out here for all of us to eat.
Yes, it is.
It's enough out here to share. I feel like one thing I I have done in the industry, and I want people to always see that I've always connected people. I always made sure that everybody ate on my team, and I made sure that people got paid, even when I didn't.
Okay.
That's the thing. You know, I brought sponsorship to people's company. I never walked away with any money, but it taught me to get more educated with it. It taught me to make sure, you know, who you eat with. And then it taught me to say, okay, hey, you need to just ride the short bus. So on my little bus, it ain't never about 4 or 5 people on that bus. Okay. So I don't mind riding the short bus because everybody that's on my bus, I know I can trust, you know, because I'm really big on trust and I'm very big on loyalty.
I'm glad you said that because the industry is full of people who pretend to be something that they're not.
Social media got people messed up.
I get calls all the time. Hey, Wardell, do you think this is real? I got sent this and all this kind of stuff. And I said, I mean, really? You have to ask me that, you know? So, you know, when it comes to the industry, you have to be kind of prepared, so to speak, for what you're gonna get, you know, and you have to know the industry a little bit. What part of the industry do you love the most? Being behind or being in front of the camera?
Oh wow, that's a booger. I would definitely have to say being in front of the camera. Because I mean, that's where I found my niche. That's where I found my joy at. But I've been actually doing both. I've been executive producing and directing. So seeing it from both ends actually give me a better view of people and even working with people. I just tell people all the time, even when you're working with people, when, like I said, we just did 6 shots, I wanted to make sure, even if I went broke, that I made sure everybody ate on my set. Everybody got credits on the set because, you know, people go back and talk about you. So I want to make sure
yes,
that,
they do.
know, I aired out everything so people wouldn't be like, okay, you know what? They didn't have that or they didn't do this. So I wanted to make sure that everybody was comfortable and even comfortable with me, because I think a lot of times, a lot of people like to go through Toby, my partner, than me. And I, because they know that, you know, I got my blockers on and I can radar everything. I just don't feel like I'm
still waiting for Toby to put me in a film, but we're gonna wait on that later.
Look. Well, you got me now. I'm on that team now. I can put you in that thing. Look.
Okay, then I'll put it out for you.
Yes, we put it out there. And that's what we do. We have to just make things happen. And I mean, it was just, you know, I just tell people, somebody gave me a chance. We have to give other people a chance. We had Tobias. He was supposed to be in the film, but he lost his sister. So I really had to go over there and like really speak to him, you know, about that there. But we made sure we still gave him credit. We made sure we still promoted him. And that's what you still have to do, is be that family and show that companion, you know, that compassion towards people. And I think sometimes that's what people don't do. They don't show that compassion like, okay, hey, you're my brother. So like now you don't put it out there. I want to be in that film. We're going to make that happen, because if we don't give each other the shot, I don't think that anybody else going to really be that quick to give us a shot. So we have to make sure that we make room for each other.
Yeah, we got to look out for each other. Is there any talks in making your book a movie once it come out?
You know what? I've had 2 people approach me about that. And I do. I really do want to look at it. Look into it, but I have a movie that I'm working on right now. That I really that's going to be one of my babies, called Run a Train. And it's and I know it sounds nasty, but something totally different.
You know what?
Totally different.
When you first said that, I was like, wait a minute.
Everybody say that. They're like, is this going to be one of those movies? I said, no, it has nothing to do with that. So we're definitely staying tuned for that, because we got some really great things coming.
But you know what? That's a good title, though. It's going to draw.
I know, right? And it has absolutely nothing to do with that. It's really good. So that's something that I'm really looking forward to doing. But I just feel like right now we have to build our own lane. And so even though I'm working with so many amazing other people, I'm glad that I'm literally, you know, building my own lane so I can be able to work on my own projects and bring other people in and give other people a chance like I was given a chance. So that's a great thing too, just helping others too.
Wow. Now, I read somewhere that you were an activist. So what platform is that and why choose that platform?
You gonna do me like that, right?
Hey, that's what the show. You're an open book, right?
Well, everybody know I'm definitely an open book. Well, I'm really an activist for a lot of things, but just pretty much just dealing with domestic violence with women and things like that, just making sure that women have that niche. I've been, one of my girlfriends lost her daughter to a very violent crime year before last. And the young man murdered her in her grandmother's house and buried her in the backyard.
What?
Grandmother's house, and stayed like 2-3 days there. And it was just so heartbreaking. And I just said, first of all, stop. Second of all, it's our people. And so we can't hurt our people. So I wanted to, go out, talk to a lot of women, tell them my story, what I've went through, and how we can just help each other. And we was able to raise so many thousands of dollars for her. It can never bring her daughter back,
Right.
And I took that one there really to heart because I have 3 daughters. Even the baby girl that got murdered right after we thought we got that win, we lost a 16-year-old baby. And I just feel like even watching that video, it just brought tears to my eyes last night because I have a 22-year-old, a 17-year-old that's getting ready to graduate, a 16-year-old. It could have been my baby. It could have been your daughter. It just,
I saw that video. It broke my heart.
It is. So I just try to make sure that I use my platform and my nonprofit. I have a nonprofit called Rising Scholars where we every year do back to school giveaways, and we do Christmas jams. The late Precious Harris, which is T.I.'s sister, was on my board, and she has made sure that we did exactly what we had to do. My first year, I had 300 kids to come out, kids perform. Tim Quarterman with the Houston Rockets came out, gave out Adidas book bags and headbands and jackets. So my thing is just getting in the community and just making a difference in some kind of way. It doesn't matter, girl or boy. Just, I just tell people, as people, if we can be a blessing and leave a message with somebody, it would change everything. If somebody say something, I sometimes hear it in my mind, like what that person says. So you just want to make sure that even if you see a girl and she may be down, hey, baby, it's going to be all right. And here's something right now that'll bless your heart. So I start doing that, doing speaking engagements, and it really just touched me because I didn't know how my story was being an inspiration for other people, and people was coming up to me just crying, saying, wow, I'm going through that situation right now. So it just really touched me, and I'm glad that I have that platform. I'm trying to get back into it. I stopped my nonprofit for the last 2 years because Precious passed away, but this year I am going to start back with the back to school jam and the Christmas jam, because the Christmas event is something really dear to my heart, because we're back to single parents, that be woman, that be man, because there was a point in my life when I was homeless, I didn't have it. And my oldest daughter, I tell this story all the time. My oldest daughter, godmother and father is Chris Tucker, and his sister Tammy Tucker. And she was a blessing. I was just crying. And I said, I don't know how I'm going to pay you back. And she said, no, you don't have to pay me back. God said, you're going to be something one day, and you're going to be in the same position that I am. So what I need you to do is pay it forward. You do something for the next person and the next person. And I feel like that's what I've been doing to this day, is being a blessing to others, making sure that kids have Christmas, making sure that, they're just happy and their environment is safe. That is my whole thing that I wanted to do. So that's my little
that ain't a little niche.
That's my little niche.
That's amazing. I think domestic violence is definitely something people need to talk more about. I actually have done a lot with that and have been on boards and stuff with men who've been
Yeah,
abused.
because it's really
Because
men too. Yeah.
yeah, men who've been abused, and I had to speak at that. So it was a great experience. A lot of emotional people
Correct.
who's been through some stuff. Some men who came out and said some of the stuff they've been through. Because you know, as people, especially Black people, we go through
Yeah,
a lot,
we do.
and our women go through so much.
Yeah,
And that's why, as Black men, we need to uplift our Black women and make sure that they're
absolutely.
protected at all times. And a lot of people don't do that. So
No,
I applaud you for that. I applaud you
thank
for
you.
your strength to get through all of that.
Thank you.
And I'm still tripping that you were homeless. I'm like, what?
Oh yeah, for 3 years. With look, 3 years with three daughters, my mom and a dog.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but
Your mom too?
my mom was with
Everybody?
me. My mom was with me too, because it seemed like when I went through a divorce, and
Uh-huh.
I left, I decided to leave. I had to depend on my mom, and then my mom lost her place, and so we had to depend on each other. But my godmother, Sister Carolyn Robinson, big shouts out to her.
Mhm.
God would send you that angel. And
Yeah.
I mean, this lady, I've always had my own place, so it feels very funny to stay with people. But
Right.
I thank God, because I know how I am. She never made me feel any kind of way. Her husband never made me feel any kind of way. I mean, my kids was there, and one said, "I want sausage, I want bacon." Her husband would cook both. I'm like, we don't
Right.
do that. But I mean,
Right.
I just tell people, like, it's people like her who I feel like when God blessed me, I have to be a blessing to her, because she seen little on me and was being able to help me and my family. And I thank God
Right.
for that. That's the reason why I have to keep paying it forward, because once you're in that situation, you know,
Yeah.
I tell people, if you ain't never been in that situation, because I've been in the situation where I'm at church getting dressed in a bologna sandwich, passing a bologna sandwich to my daughter. Okay.
Mm.
Bologna sandwich. So I tell people, don't make sure that you're not so
Yeah.
heavily good that you're no earthly bound, or whatever that little situation is. It's like you too good that you can't get your hands dirty. And I tell people that all the
Right.
time. Like, people like, "Money, you shouldn't do that." I said, "Girl, please. I cut grass. I do it all." How they said, when you got a
Right.
husband, you learn how to do everything. So I just
Right.
thank God, for where He's brought me from, and everything now. It's just like every time when I feel like I'm about to fall,
Right.
it just shoot up. He just opened
Absolutely.
doors like no. And I was actually just telling my mom that the other day. It's like every time I feel like I'm getting low, it's like boom. So
Yeah.
and I tell
Yeah.
you, if you did great during COVID, God got some tremendous through your life, because there's a lot of people who lost a lot of things doing
Oh yeah.
a
A lot
lot
of
of
people
things.
a lot of
Yeah,
people committed suicide as well.
absolutely,
From some,
absolutely.
and I find that, I just don't understand that concept of it.
Yeah,
I understand you being down on your luck and everything, but to me that's kind of a selfish act to just
it is.
kill yourself off. But that's just my opinion. Like, I'm just saying my opinion.
I don't think I got the nerve or the balls, and I ain't got no balls, but I don't think I got the
Hey,
nerves to do it.
I just can't think of I can't think of going through
Yeah,
anything that'll make me want to do that. So,
yeah. That's
and I think because I had a friend of mine who said that there was a guy that worked with her, um and he was a white guy who he lost his job and committed suicide, and he had kids and a wife and everything. And I said, wow, like
it
I
hurts
couldn't
them.
it hurts, and I said maybe I just been through so much
That's
that
it.
I have been to the lowest of the low. So
That's me. That's
so it's
me.
like
I
it's
had to
like this is
tell.
just another trial you got to go through. That's how I
Yeah.
see
And see, that's how I look at it. Because even my girlfriends, they tell me like, oh my God, I got so much going on. I just ain't gonna make it. I was like, girl, please. Been there, done that, got a t-shirt to wear. Okay. I'm like, you'll get through it. You'll get
it.
through it.
Right,
I'm
right,
going through a divorce. You'll get through it. If I can do it, you can. And that's just how I look at it. Like, I had to trust God. I just like, and I think it just still goes back to what's inside of you. Because I
hmm
feel like even when I was down on my luck, I was down on my back, I kept
hmm
talking to God, and I kept saying, "Oh," I said, "Boy, I know my mom praying for me, and things like that. But God had to let me know.
Right.
She know me, but you don't know me.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I had to, because I kept thinking like, I'm gonna make it in heaven because my mom saved. I'm gonna say, I'm like, no, God was like, no, you got to get to know me from yourself. And I feel like once you get to know him, it doesn't matter what happened in your life. You just got to, take a licking and keep on ticking. I tell people, if you drop a gumball on the ground, it's going to level out. But at a minute, it's going to hit a crack. And when it hit a crack, it's going to go what? Up. And sometimes you'll be up for a minute, then it'll start leveling out again.
Right.
That's the journey of life. And I think people have to understand that, God sends people in your life. And I think God sent some really great angels, I would say, in my life, like my mom, my two godmothers, Sister Hogan and Sister Robinson, and my spiritual sister, Andrell, and Pam, and just a couple people, just like God sent these people in my life right when I needed them, even if it was just encouraging word, even if when I was homeless, even if I just needed a shirt or I just needed something, God will send those people. But sometimes we have to see the signs. And I think
absolutely
you have to see the signs.
Absolutely. And that's great to know, and to let people know, because the signs are there.
It is.
The signs are always
it's in
there.
Relationships, it's in everything.
It's in everything. And a lot of times we overlook them because we see in other things that we like.
Correct.
Instead of seeing what we need to see. and it's all written there. So, I've been through that myself. I can say I definitely was one of those people that overlooked the signs. And I was like, man.
and it was bad because I think with me, I see everything. And that's the thing that I think is it's a little scary, because it's like you have a discerning spirit, so you probably don't pick it up. And even one lady, I had to go back and apologize to this lady, because it wasn't nothing that she did. It wasn't nothing that I heard. But because, if you got a discerning spirit, you're like, I'm just going to pull back. Me, I'm a type of person, I just move back. I just move back. But I had to go back because, and it's like, hey, I apologize. But like I told her, maybe God didn't want us to work together 3 years ago, but he wants us to work together now. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think that I see everything. It's too much. I think I see everything. To Toby, he's like, money. People like, that person is okay. I'll be like, but he learned that I'm always right, though.
Oh,
I can read a book. I can read a book. If I tell you that book is ugly, that book is ugly.
Now, if I thought to Toby, he gonna be like, well, she thinks she always right.
No, he gonna tell you. I promise you. Look, because he don't have some little hiccups, and he was like, dang it, what she said. He was like, he don't be want to come to me and say, dang it, I don't want to go back to her and tell her she was right. She was right. And sometimes I don't pat myself on the back and be like, girl, you told him. But I was right.
Yeah, you just had that discerning spirit then. Because, and it's good to have somebody like that in your corner. Yeah. Especially when you find out that they really do have this discerning spirit, you be like, okay, what you think?
What you think? And I'm serious. Yeah.
Right.
And sometimes you don't always be right. But this is what I always tell people: open up the book and read it for yourself. But when you see the signs, once again, they come in relationship, business ships, every kind of ships. The signs are there. And I always tell people, if you keep knocking on the door don't open. It's just not your door. You need to make sure you find that door that's your door, because I can be knocking and guess what? It's Wendell's door. It's not Money's door. And I think sometimes that's the thing that people always try to do. They try to go through somebody else's door, and it's not their door. You see what I'm saying? That's why I always tell people, when they see if this girl got blessed, like I seen people when Beyonce had Grammys. Oh my God, I wish that was me. Well, you don't know all the pain and suffering she probably had to do to get all those Grammys.
Get all that,
So guess what? That was her blessing. And guess what? When God blessed me with my Grammys, then guess what? Those will be my blessings. But I always felt like whatever is for that person is for that person, and the blessing that's for me is for me.
Right. Yeah. Now, one of the things that you also said, you started off singing. And I, so do you do theater, and in theater, do you choose to sing, or, how is it with your singing? Because I know some people, when they get into acting and stuff, they just push the singing to the side. But do you still try to bring that into whatever you do?
You know what? I don't, but in one of the films, I'm actually singing, and it's crazy
What?
because I only ever did one play in my life besides like school.
Okay.
And I went to North Clayton like with Monica, and I tell people back in the day, you had to know how to sing, like for real. You couldn't like all these auto tunes these days. They can't sing. Take that auto tune away, they gonna sound like Who Shot Bob. But it's just that even now, like I didn't do a lot of play in theater. So I just tell people like I always put it out there that I can sing. And I think some people have heard me sing, so they know I can, but I don't just want to make it like a career, you know. But there was a role where what I did Under His Control where I actually had to sing, and I was like scared shitless. And I want because I just don't feel like that's just like my niche. Like standing in front of a lot of people singing, and I've never thought about how people.
That's just like being a comedian standing in front of people.
Thank you. How they say, imagine everybody naked. I don't want to see everybody naked. So I was like, oh, it ain't gonna work for me. It ain't gonna work for me. So
why do they say that? Imagine
I don't know. Because
like,
everybody don't look good naked. So I was like, no.
I think that's the point, though.
Yeah, but yeah, it actually came out in film. So I'm really. I think now as I've gotten older now, I want to sing more. But I love gospel. That's my niche. I love gospel music, and I tell people I'm a little weird because I love gospel and trap music. I guess because I'm from Zone 3 once again. So I know they don't go together. They don't go together. Gospel and trap music, but I love gospel music. It's always my way of expression, how I feel.
I'm right in there with you. I'm the same way. Trap music, gospel music, same thing. I don't know what I'm gonna play that morning. It all depends on the mood.
That's me. And you know I'm a Gemini boy. We might pop up and be like, my mom be looking like, girl, when you just singing for the Lord? I was like, I was. He made me, so he know exactly how I am.
So you've done so many hats. What's next for you? Like what's left on the roster of Monei Sutton?
Oh my God. So much things right now is next. I want to be able to open up a center for kids because I feel like there's so many youth kids that are leaving home. I just want to be that safety net for them to come there and to do, great things with them. Really to get on big screen, to go further with my acting. I have a publicist now is getting me with a talent agent, so I'm about to start doing a lot of things in LA and things, and I'm just happy. I have a lot of great things that's coming. I have a couple more books that I want to put out. This book right here is still standing. My next book will be You May See My Glory, But You Don't Know My Story. I literally made it on broken pieces, and I did. And then my third book gonna be Should I Kill Him or Should I Walk Away? Now that's a divorce that everybody need to hear about.
What? You know what? That title alone.
Look, I won first place in college on that paper right there. So just really I really want to just, wherever I feel like God put me to be, that's where I really want to be. I just tell people whatever God is doing this season, long as he don't do it without me, I think that's just what it is. But I'm trying to tap into everything, just to see what I like to do. And I think I love to do everything, but acting, I know, is just my niche right now because bringing out different characters, bringing out different personalities is just what it is. And just really getting to that place. I know everybody want to get to Hollywood. I know everybody want to get to Tyler Perry, but I tell people I ain't even trying to work with them. I'm trying to start my own lane. And I feel like once you start your own lane, God will direct you. And my prayer is what took other people 10 years to do, I pray to God that it don't take me to be there. And just to always stay humble because, even every celebrity that you see, they're not always great people. And they don't always give back. Those are other people's money that they're doing. Because when I was doing
many of them,
it was all my money, okay? And a lot of them, they'll make it seem like they living that life and they giving their all, and they know they're not giving sponsorship money. I'm just telling y'all the truth, okay? So just literally being a blessing and just really, just giving back and just always remaining humble. I always want to be touchable and I always want to remain humble. And whatever God finds for me to do, I just want to do it, and be a blessing to others. That's just me. That's the Monei Sutton story. Look, that's just me. And that's me every day. I think anybody who don't know, that's me every day. If I can be a blessing, I'm gonna be a blessing. Yeah.
Hey, that's the best way to be. You know, my my motto is I want to be better today than I was yesterday. So
Absolutely.
every day I grow better in being me. You
Absolutely.
know, so, and that's a beautiful thing. Now, you know, you got a lot of things going on. You got the book you working on, director. Have you done any producing as well?
Yeah, I was an executive producer on a couple stuff. So yes,
Okay,
I told you, I
okay.
told you I've been working from the front
Look
to
at
the
that.
back.
Look
And
how
I
you done
mean,
came. You done
it's
came from being homeless
yeah,
to being executive
oh,
producer.
won't he do it?
Won't he do it?
Won't he do it? Oh my God. Yes, he will. So yeah, I'm doing that. I'm actually working on my new I have a lip gloss line that's coming.
Okay.
So I have a lot of little stuff that I'm doing. I mean, I got a lot of little stuff that's coming. I got magazines that's it's coming out right now, different things. I'm finna come out being an ambassador for 2 different companies.
Oh
So God is,
wow.
I mean, God is he's doing it. I'm telling you, boy, whatever he's
All
doing in
right.
this season,
All right.
I'm definitely praising him.
Well, you doing your thing out here, and
Thank you.
that's one of the reasons I wanted to bring you on the show because people need to
Thank
know
you.
what you got going on. You have a
Thank
lot going on. You have a great look to yourself. You always seem happy and
I'm
everything
always.
on.
Long as I tell people, long as you keep family around you and you're surrounded with good people, you're gonna always
Yeah.
be happy. I tell people if you keep finding people that's in the same state, they always mad, they always sad, they don't
Oh
you gotta
yeah.
get away from around
Yeah.
those people. It's a bad energy and a bad vibe. But I try to make sure that I keep a right attitude, try to keep the right people around me, and then always try to stay prayed up because at the end of the day, you know, you don't want that spirit, because that's what it is, a spirit to rub off on you. You know, I tell people if you be around somebody who's upset and sad, you'll find yourself in about 2 days, you're gonna be upset and sad, don't even know why you're
Yep.
upset and sad. So you
Yep.
want to make
They
sure that
rub off on you.
yeah, you're entertaining the right energy that's around you.
Hmm.
And I think that's just what it is. And like I said, once you give out mercy, it always come
Hmm.
back.
Ooh, that's a big one. That's
Yeah.
a big one. You gotta say that one more time. Once
Once
you
you
get,
give out mercy, it always come back. Yes.
man,
You
you need
gotta
to put that
remember.
as a post. That's a post right there on social media.
No.
Well, you know what? I appreciate you for coming on. It's almost time to wrap up. I mean, the show go by so quick. I'm just like,
It
man,
does.
it's
It
already about that time.
does.
So, if you had one bit of advice that you wanted to give the people who will listen, what would that be? Because you gave out a whole bunch of it just
I
a minute
did.
ago, but I I want people to get a direct um some a quote
A
of
great
whatever
quote.
you
Wow.
yeah or
Um,
whatever you feel like they need to know before you get out of here.
the main thing that we're living in these last evil days, and I just tell people like that, you got to trust God. I'm just
Mm,
sorry. Everything that I have been through, I felt like I got through it because I never complained. Was I sad? Yes. Did I cry? Yes. Are you going to be hurt sometimes? Yes. But at the end of the day, if you trust God to see you through, if He take you to it, if He take you to it, He gonna take you through it. And
right,
once again, if you fall on your back, always, if you can look up, you can get up to live another day. That's the whole
right,
point. But always just trust God, take Him with you wherever you go, and just everything that you get involved in, pray about it. Because I always
right,
tell people, it's not for me to work with everybody, and I'm okay with that.
right,
It's not for me to be in every project, and I'm okay with that because
right,
I know the door that God has for me, that's what He led me to go through that door, and I'm okay with that. So I just feel like the time that we're living in right now,
right.
people think that it's going to get better, but it's actually going to get worse. You get what I'm saying? I'm being honest with you. And
Yeah.
that's not something just saying that, but you know, I listen to older women all the time. And when you see older women praying and they like just bombarding heaven, you got to listen to these women because they know and they see they've already been through it. So I tell people, I just want to be that person to always say one thing. You just got to trust God. When all seem fail, you got to trust God. When your husband don't left, you trust God. When you got
Mm,
cancer, trust God. Okay.
mm,
When your car don't broke down, trust God. You're homeless, trust God. It don't matter. It's gonna happen. It's a
right,
revolving door. It's gonna happen.
right.
Because by the time you trust God, you look up, you're gonna be already out of that situation going into another
Oh wow. And that's
one.
deep. That's deep. You said a mouthful right there.
Yeah.
How can people reach you?
Oh yes. You guys can follow me on IG at the real Money Sutton. That's Monei. Drop the Y at the Sutton. Y'all can keep the Y now. Send me some money. I'm just joking. Or www.therealmoneysutton.com. Facebook is the Real Money Sutton. So definitely, you guys definitely stay in touch with me. I love the conversations. And I reach back out to people. I do. That's a lot of things that other people don't do. You send me an inbox, I'm gonna inbox you back. So
Right. So I want to thank you for coming on the show. You are a
thank
busy
you.
woman. You got a lot going on, and you made time for little old me. So
I thought
I
it was
appreciate
yesterday.
it was so funny because I just started laughing because
Like,
you said,
I was like,
"Is
I'm
it
so
okay to
sorry.
come on at this time?" I said, it's tomorrow."
He was like, and then I looked, I was like, dang it, Lord Jesus. I was ready a day before though.
That is so funny. Hey, that just shows me that you ready. You ready. You're
was
excited about
ready.
doing
I was ready, but I thank you too because when I met you, you was opening up the doors for a lot of people. And one thing I do know about you is that you do a lot of things in the back that people don't know you do. So keep doing what you're doing
it.
because God is going to definitely bless you. He's going to bless your family. And even though it may seem like you're the last, God is going to always make you the first. So always remember that.
Thank you so much for saying that. That means a lot,
Oh,
And
absolutely.
ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful, the lovely Monei Sutton. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Once again, my name is Wardell Richardson, actor, producer, director, right here on WCEG Wood, the Hollywood of the South. I want to give a shout out to everybody who paying attention to the show. And if you see this show, share it, send it to your friends, family, let everybody see this show because there was some great information in this show from the wonderful Monei Sutton. Make sure you go and follow her. She is doing her thing, and like she said, if you holler at her, not holler at her, but but if you want to ask her some questions or anything, hit her in her inbox, she'll respond. So, and that's what it's all about, networking and meeting new people and giving out information because we want to see everybody make it. I want to see everybody
I
make
want to see everybody
it,
win.
Right. So believe in yourself. More than anything, believe in yourself. She believed in herself and look where she is now. She went from being homeless to executive producer on projects and stuff. You can do the same thing. So with that being said, y'all have a wonderful day. This is it. WCEG Wood, Hollywood of the South. I will see you in next week, actually, with my next show host. So see you next week. God bless and good night.
Good night.